Hello, my name is Conner Haun, and welcome to All Sports Pass. Today we will be doing a quick recap of the National Hockey League Stanley Cup Finals between this year's champion, the Florida Panthers, and the Edmonton Oilers. Starting off in Game 1, Edmonton would get off to a good start with beating the Panthers in overtime 4-3. They would carry momentum into Game 2, where they would come short in double overtime to Florida, losing 5-4. Within the first two games, Edmonton's center, Connor McDavid, had a great role in keeping Edmonton alive in both games, continuously playing great hockey. However, even with McDavid's heroics, they could not stop what would come next, as the Florida Panthers would open up the Oilers in Game 3, where they would dominate in a 6-1 win. Florida would have 6 different players score against Edmonton, and Sam Bennett, who will be talked about later, would show brilliance. In Game 4, it would be a surprising win for Edmonton after getting torn apart in Game 3. In overtime, Edmonton won 5-4, even though Florida statistically dominated the game with more shots on goal, and left wing Matthew Tkachuk, I think that's how it's pronounced, I don't really know, would score 2 goals. In the end, Leon Draisaitl, I think that's also how it's pronounced, I don't really know, would score and win the game. And it would appear to many that this would go down as an exciting series. However, things don't always go as they seem. It would end up being a lot further from the truth, as it truly was just good luck for the Oilers that night. In Game 5, Florida won 5-2 with 2 goals from center Brad Marchand, pushing them from one win so they could repeat their Stanley Cup triumph. For Florida, it all came down for them to Game 6, and Game 6 was seemingly going to be an exciting game and potentially the game of the century for Florida. And the game was very much lopsided, as Florida won 5-1 at home. Florida center Sam Reinhart scored 4 goals in the game to seal Florida's second consecutive Stanley Cup championship. Sam Bennett would be declared the playoff MVP, winning the Conn Smythe Trophy ahead of his teammate Brad Marchand. Bennett led the team very well, and I agree that he should be the MVP for the Stanley Cup Finals and the playoffs in general. He amounted 12 goals and 7 assists in the playoffs, which is honestly quite a bit, considering he didn't necessarily spend the entire time on the ice every game, and he played very, very well. The future honestly seems very bright for the Panthers, as they're going to keep a good chunk of their squad on. And heck, next season, I may be making a video on a Panthers three-peat. Sorry about this being a little bit short. I've been sick, and it's kind of hard for me to continue through today a lot with doing a ton of speaking, because it kind of hurts to breathe a bit. But have a good one.